Hello and welcome back to Pop Culture Explosion. My name is Paul and today we'll be talking about the top 10 hated characters in the Harry Potter series. Now, I will be drawing both from the books as well as the movies, so there might be a thing or two that I mention this. If you have not read the books, you might not be aware of. So hey, let's just jump in. Coming in at our number 10 spot is Professor Lockhart. This celebrity of the wizarding world and professor of the dark arts, well, basically he was a coward. He was a mediocre wizard at best, and really the only things that he had three things of redeeming qualities. There were memory charms. He had the ability of erasing people's memories at a very impressive rate. He had perfect hair and teeth, and well, that's about it. While he was a professor, he taught his students basically nothing. And at the end, when Harry and Ron were on their way to save Ginny Weasley, all he did was get in the way. On a side note, during the final conflict, he tried to use Ron's wand to erase Harry's and Ron's memory. And really, that spell backfired, and now he's at St. Mungo's Hospital with no memory, and he'll be there pretty much the rest of his life. Coming in at number 9 is Argus Filch and Mrs. Norris. They're pretty much one and the same. Filch is a squib. He's also a caretaker of Hogwarts since 1973. Filch was always wandering around the school corridors using his cat, Mrs. Norris, to catch students breaking the school rules. He was pretty much always constantly complaining about Peeves the poltergeist. When students saw Mrs. Norris, they knew Filch was just right around the corner. Coming in at number 8 is Peter Pettigrew. Peter Pettigrew, or better known as Wormtail, was one of the Marauders and also a founding member of the Order of the Phoenix. Well, later he became a spy of Voldemort, and he was the one that ultimately betrayed Lily and James Potter. He framed Sirius Black for the murder of 12 Muggles and then spent 12 years as a rat and pet for Ron Weasley. Talk about creepy. He was critical in the resurrection of Voldemort, but at the end he died by the hand that his lord gave him when he helped Harry Potter escape. Coming in at number 7 is Lucius Malfoy. Lucius was a pure-blood aristocrat. He was educated at Hogwarts. He was a prefect in the Slytherin house. He was also a Death Eater during the First War with Voldemort. And at the end of that war, he claimed that he was a victim of the Imperius Curse and was successful in avoiding imprisonment. He was responsible in putting the Tom Riddle's diary that possessed Ginny Weasley. He's in the back pocket of many high-ranking ministry employees. On a side note, he was pretty much number 2 in Voldemort's army. But when he failed in getting the prophecy for the Dark Lord, his position dropped amongst the Death Eaters. Coming in at number 6 is Vernon Dursley. Harry's uncle, who hated anything to do with magic, was an abusive caretaker of Harry Potter. He enjoyed denying his nephew any pleasure. One perfect example, in the books, he gave Harry Potter a sock for a Christmas present. Not a pair of socks, but a sock. He looked a blind eye of the abuse that his son Dudley performed on Harry. He did his best to prevent Harry from going to Hogwarts. Thankfully, he failed at that attempt. Coming in at number 5 is Cornelius Fudge, Minister of Magic from 1990 to 1996. He had complete control of the Ministry of Magic. After Cedric Diggory's death, he went on a smear campaign against Harry Potter and Albus Dumbledore. He simply could not accept the fact that the Dark Lord was back. He also assigned Dolores Umbridge as Professor of the Dark Arts and High Inquisitor to undermine Dumbledore. Number 4 is Rita Skeeter. A writer for the Daily Prophet and an unregistered animagus, she is a journalist who specializes in writing poison pen stories that had a tendency of false information with pretty much spotty sources. She's also the author of the tell-all biography of Albus Dumbledore, pretty much to trash anything of his late memory. Coming at number 3 is Draco Malfoy. The only son of the Death Eater Lucius Malfoy, he was Harry Potter's enemy and constant bully on day 1 of Harry's arrival at Hogwarts. He was always surrounded by his henchmen, Vincent Crabbe, Gregory Goyle, and Pansy Parkinson, and also several other fellow Slytherins. He made every attempt to make Harry's, Ron, Hermione's life at Hogwarts as miserable as possible. Coming in at number 2, and of course this person has to be on this list, is Lord Voldemort. Also known as Tom Riddle, this half-blood wizard is responsible for the deaths of Lily and James Potter and countless other wizards and muggles. He attempted to kill Harry Potter and failed, leaving Harry with a lightning bolt scar on his forehead. And several other attempts during the series, the Dark Lord tried to kill Harry and failed every time. The Dark Lord did break his soul into 7 fragments called Horcruxes. His name to this day still causes fear even amongst the strongest of mages. Now, of course, this has to make the list. The most hated character in the Harry Potter series is Dolores Umbridge. She was the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Magic, Professor of the Dark Arts at Hogwarts, High Inquisitor, and then later to be the Headmistress. The best phrase to describe her is she is poisoned honey. Her girlish talk, her fake smile, constant bullying, and her hatred of half-breeds was legendary. Dolores was placed at Hogwarts to undermine Dumbledore and to spy on the Ministry of Magic. Another side note, she was notorious for torturing her students. She had this special quill called the Black Quill. Whenever the user wrote, it would use their own blood as ink and slice the words into their flesh, eventually leaving their hand a permanent scar. Harry Potter wrote the line, "I must not tell lies." And those scars are still on his hand today. So hey, what'd you think of this top 10 list? If you like it, hit that like button. If you did not like it, smash the dislike button. And hey, for future content, hit the subscribe button. You do any of those, my very own Patronus will visit you tomorrow. With that being said, peace out.